Freddy? Yeah, I don't say that anymore. Ready, Freddy? Or see you later, alligator? You know, those rhyming sort of ordeals. They don't do
In a
that anymore.
few. What kind of animal would you say? In a few.
In a few, gumshoe.
Mm-hmm. Or like the barbecue place. In a few, Bubbaloo.
Not bad, not bad. In a few, Mary Lou.
That's a person. We do want to try animals, so.
Well, yeah, but like you say like ready, Freddy, even Steven.
Mm-hmm. What if someone's first name was Even, middle name Stephen?
Even Steven McGillicuddy. All right. We're live, and hey, we got a couple people.
I should have went and got the chips real quick, just so that they're ready.
Oh, don't spoil it. Spoil it for the fans.
I'll go get them now.
We will not start yet. No, because we had to get a pre-show. We literally always have a pre-show. As you can tell, Matt is unprepared, as always. What else is new? It's two moves. All right. So we are streaming. I'm going to hit record.
It's two moves. Boom, boom, boom.
You know that was one of the themes. I was playing that.
What are the opening lines? All right, it's like
Ready for action. Nip it in the bud.
Yeah,
It's nip it in the bud, not butt.
Bud. No, you want to nip it in the butt. You know why it's nip it in the bud?
Plants.
Plants.
I said what in the butt. This is going to be archived on Facebook, by the way, even though I haven't recorded it for the show. All right.
Let's go.
Hitting record. And we got levels. We're looking good. Hey, Matt.
Kenny.
So we were just goofing around a little bit, before we hit record, before we officially start.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know that we're on video? Did you know that, Matt?
I know that because I'm watching it right now.
And you're looking straight into the camera.
I always look at me.
Yes, that is.
Actually, sometimes I look at, when I'm talking to you, I'll talk to you. But when I'm listening, sometimes I look at me to see what I'm doing.
That is extremely narcissistic. But if you wanted to take a gander at us, so, we have a lot of, most of our listeners are audio only. They listen via the podcast. But if you do happen to want to see what we look like, you can always check us out on Facebook Live. But what we would love for you to do is check out our YouTube page. Every single show is posted on YouTube. You can like, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can relive the glory days. We got some juicy stuff like Matt getting a Trapper Keeper for Christmas. We had the Bean Boozled extravaganza, and then who knows? Maybe today might be some solid.
This
video
might
content.
this could be solid as far as entertainment, but not
Indeed.
for us.
But if you go to YouTube, make sure that you search for Two Moofs, TOOMOOFS, and that you like and subscribe so you can check us out on your phone or computer. Do more people watch YouTube on their phone or on their computer, do you think?
If they watch on their computer, it's like maybe they're cleaning or something and just listening.
Or they're bored at work, and it's probably like...
just they prop it up, and then they'll watch us for a good 30 seconds, and then someone texts them, and they're just, nope, done.
No, that's why I said like they do it on their computer at work. Like they have it on their work computer, like a tab in the background.
I don't want anyone getting fired for listening to our show.
All right. Well, in the meantime, guys, enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are seven acknowledged wonders of the world. You are about to witness the eighth.
I can see the analytics on the Facebook page, and it shows that our show has been shared once. And God knows I knew, because I know that it's shared. So, missing a piece of this equation there, sir.
I gotta download the.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey guys, it has been forever. I am Kenny.
Matt.
And this is Two Moofs episode 72. What it do, Cindy Lou. But yeah,
We gotta take a big old. Go on.
So thank you guys for joining us. We know it's been a while. There's been a heck of a lot in our lives. First and foremost, we really hope everyone in the Florida area who is a listener of ours, a majority of our fans are in Florida. We really hope that you guys are safe and have been safe throughout this whole hurricane ordeal. I know I lost power for a couple of days. I actually had to come over here, recharge some equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up losing all the food in the fridge and the freezer.
Man. Did you have a lot of food, though?
Enough to where it was kind of a bummer. I will say...
I told you could have brought it over here.
Well...
I never lost power.
Well, thankfully, my homeowner's insurance has a clause that they'll just pay you whatever you claim for food. So I was like, yes, my cases of caviar, and
I had some fine bottles of wine that were chilled.
Indeed, and I had prime rib, nothing but prime rib, just the absolute Kobe beef prime rib.
I had just happened to go on Supermarket Sweep and just filled everything up with the Butterball turkeys. I was getting ready for Thanksgiving. So many turkeys in my fridge.
But yeah, so we hope that everyone's safe. It did cause a bit of a delay. I will say I had some leaks in my roof. Matt, you actually helped me put a tarp on there. What's funny is Carmen, our truck driver listener, one of our truck driver listeners, was saying, knowing that we have a tarp on our roof, like what could we put as a message on the tarp? Because you and I live kind of near the airport.
Oh, every time I've flown in, and it's like during the day, you could definitely see our neighborhood and like houses.
So what do you think I should put on my roof? Like, should I put twomoose.com, listen to the show?
You don't think you have a big enough roof for that.
Probably
I
not.
think you should just do like a smiley face or something and just hope maybe someone takes a photo of it and you end up viral on TV.
There's a stand-up comedian, Dimitri Martin. He wants to do that. Like he lives in Los Angeles, but he wants to put "Welcome to Denver" on his roof, so that way when people are landing, they're like, "Wait, well, what? Where am I going?" So so again, we hope that everyone is safe. And if you still are dealing with any floods or any power outages, well, at least you have us to distract you from the horrors of society that are around you.
The horrors.
We also you can interact with us in any different ways.
Horrors is sometimes it's a tough word, and I forget who I was talking to about this, but the word rural.
Rural, that's a 30 Rock joke. Rural juror.
Rural.
Yeah, if you had a juror in the rural part of town, he'd be the
Juror.
rural juror.
Juror.
But yeah, you can check us out in many different ways, online, Facebook, all that stuff. Facebook page is huge. We actually had a lot of interaction over the course of the hurricane. Facebook Nick asked, hey, would you pirate or cowboy? What would you rather be? Pirate, cowboy, go.
I think we're going cowboy.
I think
pirate, there's got to be a lot of downtime where you're just on the ocean.
Yeah, I think pirate or the cowboy is the way to go because you can do a lot.
What do you think would be harder to make a living in? Because again, goes back to I think it's pretty clear. If you're a pirate, you are just trying to find a ship somewhere.
Yeah,
and you have to hang out close to harbors.
Yep.
And just hope to catch one coming in or going out. But then they're going to be onto you, and they're going to be patrolling that, and you got to have to keep on the run.
And you have to manage crew. A cowboy, you're like an independent contractor. Whereas if you're a pirate, you have to deal with like overhead.
Right, but as a cowboy, you start your own little gang.
Yep. Well, and not just that, but like let's say you're taking a brief break from the crime. You can do stuff like, hey, I'll feed your horse. Yeah, I'll wrangle up some cattle. You know what I mean?
The thing is, too, when you're a pirate, you have to have a ship, right?
Oh yeah,
totally. And like your biggest investment is the ship. You don't have a ship, you can't even be a pirate.
Yeah, you can't be a land pirate. You can't just like with a sword.
Well, a land pirate is just a cowboy, right?
That's true. Well, if
we're saying cowboys are like
true.
the bad guy cowboys.
Yeah, but see, the whole thing with pirates is they like take over and then they take what you have. It's not like the cowboy keeps the bank. They take the money, but it's not like it's like, oh, this bank's mine now.
But that's what here's the thing. All right, to that point, pirate, you loot some little town, some little fishing town. You take the gold. You take whatever other items. You have to turn around and sell that. You now have to.
True.
There's no Facebook Marketplace when you're a pirate. Now, conversely, cowboy, you run into a bank in one town. You take all the cash. You go into the next town. No one knows who you are.
That's true.
And you just easy spending.
You know what I don't get is art heists. Because they're like, oh, they stole this $5 million painting. Well, they can't sell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they're going to get caught if they sell it.
The person that buys it is somebody who literally can't show it off.
Correct.
Because they're going to be like, hey, can you imagine if you were at someone's house and they're showing like, I got this great art, this Banksy piece,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, I'm pretty sure that was stolen,
Yeah, you look up, it's like, wait, is that the Venus de Milo in your living room?
right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's so absurd, like art heists. But yet, that's like a lot of thieving movies involve art.
Like,
Like Ocean's 12 was about stealing art.
Oh, what were they stealing?
I don't know. Wasn't it not art? Wasn't it like a vase or something? Like I don't know. It was some piece of like in a museum. There was that. There was like I think the Thomas Crown affair was also stealing
yeah,
art.
yeah. That's
Entrapment was another one.
what's the one where they try and steal the Declaration of Independence?
That's National Treasure.
National Treasure.
Yeah, but that's because it had a clue to a bigger treasure.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just about stealing it. That's another thing. Steal the Declaration of Independence. You can't show it off anywhere.
You're gonna have to return it.
Or how about this?
If you don't return it,
Okay.
the country just goes up in flames.
I just figured out the loophole behind this. You steal the Declaration of Independence, right?
Mm-hmm.
You sell it to North Korea because you know North Korea ain't ratting you out saying that this was the person. So you get your,
And then you have Kim Jong Un just
Yep.
taking selfies with the
Yep.
Declaration of Independence.
And you get your money. They'll never know it was you. And now,
Now, small minor side quest here, plot twist. Kim Jong Un keeps taking selfies with the Declaration of Independence, tweeting, American presidents, haha, I got your Declaration of Independence. Fast forward, bingo, bango, bongo. Next thing you know, North Korea is a democratic nation.
ooh,
He's like, it's growing on me.
He's taking selfies and he goes, let me take a look at this.
He's like, that Second Amendment ain't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at it's like, illegal search and seizures, huh?
He's like, we've been doing this all wrong.
Interesting. But yeah, so clearly the answer is cowboy. And then I posted something, in the midst of the hurricane. There was a top-ranked hamburgers. Now, it's not necessarily top-ranked as in like what's the most preferable or the tastiest. I think it was top-ranked in terms of like what is consumed the most. And for Florida, it was Wendy's. Which isn't that big of a surprise. There's a lot of Wendy's here, but you would think, yeah, there's a lot of them. Like in the South, it was A&W, which was interesting.
I don't think we even have an A&W around
We
here.
do. Well, I think there might be one like in the attractions area, maybe.
And they have what? It's like a burger place.
Yeah,
like
the root beer place sells burgers. Out west, obviously, In-N-Out Burger. Everyone loves In-N-Out Burgers.
which is In-N-Out Burger never coming to the East Coast is wild to me. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if they announced, "Hey, we're going to start opening up all on the
Well,
East Coast"? That would make headlines.
Look what happened with the Insanity when they announced the one White Castle out in Orlando. There were
Right.
lines for hours. And then, of course, up north, New York, that makes sense. Shake Shack. Like
Okay.
that's
I do
huge.
like Shake Shack.
I will say a lot of people pointed this out. Maine and only Maine, Burger King. They're like, what happened, Maine? What happened?
That might be a product of within the state lines of Maine. There's just maybe a few more Burger Kings than there are of anything else,
Possibly.
and it just happens to be the location issue.
And you could always text us as well, 347-MY-MOVES. You could always text us your questions and show topics, and we do have a text in there. How long do you have to be with a significant other before you don't care about going to the bathroom in front of them? Or is that just off the table always?
Yeah, that's always been off the table for me.
Not even, let's say you're showering, and they just need to do a number one. Or vice versa. They're showering, and you just need to do a number one. Curtains closed, doors closed, they can't see it. Is that acceptable?
So I don't mind if someone else wants to do that. I'm not going to be like talking or having a conversation with them. But I have never in front of, a loved one, like dating relationship,
But-
even in front of my ex-fiance, I never did
But what
that.
about like emergency situation? Like where it's one of those, I got to, man, I'm sorry.
That's, if they're in the shower and there's just nothing else and nowhere else
Yeah.
I can go, I suppose I will.
Well, let me say
but-
this. Would it ever get, if it's a number one, would it ever get to a point you just pee in the kitchen sink?
No, probably.
See, okay. You would rather pee in the kitchen sink than,
Yeah, I don't, for some reason that's just
Interesting.
like a private thing for me.
well, we definitely know.
And I don't care to,
Yeah.
like I'm not going to come in and be brushing my teeth while like my girlfriend or wife
Yeah.
or whoever is going to be using the bathroom. I'll just wait.
Well, and that's the thing too, because if it's a number two, that's off limits. I'm sorry, that's no go. Like you can't.
Yeah.
No way. I'm sorry. But if it's a number, I think a number one is okay if in a shower scenario only. And I think it's one of those because you can't really see it.
Right.
You don't really know what's happening.
It's
no different than someone showering and then you just decide, hey, I'm going to brush my teeth. And you're just running
right.
the water.
Well, the other argument is it's no different than like when you and I are in a public bathroom and there's like this open stalls.
Oh, yeah, with a urinal or
up
something.
on the wall. But the difference here is it's your your spouse or your girlfriend or loved one, whatever.
So that brings the question that the texter provided. How long do you get to that point? So like clearly not going to happen date number 1, but date number 2, date number 3,
that
1
is,
month in?
plot twist. That is
6
date
month
number
in?
2.
I like what you did there.
That is date number 2.
I like what you did there. All right. So that's all the ways you can contact us.
You just got to second base.
All right. And then, we have definitely a lot to talk about. We have a lot on our agenda. So, Matt, you texted me like a couple of weeks ago, hey, man, I got a story. It's going to gross you out, but it's good for the show.
It is.
And that's all the preparation
now,
that I have.
I want to tell you that since I've texted you this, I've gotten more information.
Oh.
Okay.
There's a follow-up before we even revealed it.
And we can post the photos. And there might be some of our listeners who are already aware of this.
Photos? All right,
that we
I'm
can pull up
intrigued.
online.
I am intrigued.
Okay, so I went to Halloween Horror Nights with somebody, and we were, just walking down one of the streets that has the little, it looks like you're in like New York, right? It looks,
Universal Studios has a New York section, yes.
Right. And we walk by a park bench with 3 people, they're probably in their early 20s, kind of looking goth, sitting there on the bench. And in the corner of my eye, I see one of them eating from a styrofoam plate that looks like it's hamburger meat.
Okay.
Raw hamburger meat.
Okay.
Pink.
Raw.
Pink.
Okay.
Like when you go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And it's like it looks like you got to smash it together and everything.
Okay.
So we walk a little past it and I turned to the person I was with and I was like, "Hey, I think I just saw some kids back there eating raw meat off of a styrofoam, the container." And she's like, No. And I go, "We have to go back. We have to go back."
Okay, lost.
And so, yeah. So she takes the inside of where we're walking and we walk by and, so she gets a look and like as soon as we pass, she goes, "Oh my God, they literally are eating raw meat."
Okay.
I'm like, at least I'm not crazy. Eating raw meat, pink. Yeah. And here's the thing. The girl is just eating it with her fingers.
Okay.
Picking it up, eating it with her fingers. Okay, so we are standing there in the corner of, the Universal little sidewalk.
Yes.
And we're just watching from afar. And we're like, do we say something? We're so,
now,
bamboozled by this.
And let me say this. You possibly can, might be the follow-up, but are you sure they weren't characters and this wasn't like part of the gimmick?
They were real guests.
So they were real guests. So it wasn't like, Universal trying to trick you and having these people who look like normal guests hanging out to try to gross you out.
No, but they got up and threw the thing in the trash, okay, when they were done, okay? And so we decide we are going to go over to the trash bin, and we're going to look at it.
Investigate.
Thankfully, the trash can was pretty much full, and it was like right on top. And sure enough, it was, the styrofoam little tray with a saran wrap.
Okay.
It had a sticker on it. And we're like, these people are eating raw meat?
Wait, a sticker on it as in they brought it from home.
Well, okay. So we that's what we were talking about. Like, do you think they brought it in? Mm-hmm. Like, because that's in their backpack and like it's, it's obviously not chilled or anything. So we were just disgusted. Totally disgusted, convinced this is just some of the grossest stuff we've ever seen.
Yeah. Now, let me say, before you continue, have you never eaten steak tartare?
No, I have.
Okay.
I have.
I get it. It's different than just ground meat out of a package.
Here's the follow-up.
I get it.
Here's the follow-up. We were disgusted. The next day, I go to work and I share with my coworkers this horrible, horrible story. Okay? One of my coworkers gets on the internet, does a little research. Universal was selling
That's
selling.
what I thought.
Yeah, so they weren't characters.
That's what I
but
thought.
But it was Rice Krispie treats that look like raw meat.
Yeah. So and when you were telling me
I'm still not okay with this. It's still disgusting.
Seriously.
to me. It's still disgusting to me. Anyway, you could Google it. Universal, type Universal Rice Krispie brains and just do any image search. But it's still like there's no way I would eat it.
But
it's just so disgusting to me.
Have you never done the thing where it's like a bowl full of spaghetti with grapes and it looks like mushed brains with eyes and stuff like for Halloween? You've never done like that sort of
I've never
Jell-O
eaten it.
or whatever?
No.
That's interesting. See,
but
not too bad.
But here's how pull up a photo, man. But Universal does it like so well. The way that it's packaged, the way that it looks, it was disgusting.
Yeah, it's so it's red velvet raw meat. So it's Rice Krispie treats, but it's got the red velvet coloring and red velvet.
Yeah. So can you imagine?
That's pretty good. That's
post
actually
that photo. Can you imagine
bad.
someone eating that with their fingers and in the corner of your eye and then rechecking?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
That's pretty good. See, so then a part of me was thinking, what if, even if they weren't characters, what if they were just goofing on you? Because I've seen the things where it's like people will have like an empty jar of mayonnaise, right? But they'll put like yogurt or Cool Whip or, like something regular. And then they'll just sit there with a spoon and just eat out of the jar, pretending like they're eating raw, like just mayonnaise straight out of the jar.
You
I didn't know if they were doing
you were
that to
also
you.
hinting at what my hypothetical is,
Ooh.
by the way.
Okay.
But hold that
All right,
thought.
we'll get to that. There's no segue for this. So speaking of, I don't know.
Speaking of next segments,
So we haven't done one of these in a while, and I was thinking about it, and it is literally probably one of my I got really high moments. So newsflash, people get high. So I wanted to do a segment that we haven't done in a while, and it's going to be fun to rank some things and find out what's on top. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Top That.
Miyagi is cute. Miyagi's really nice, and he has the cutest walk.
I'm hot, and you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot. Top that!
Top that.
You got it too.
Toronto, and after the audience started laughing, they're
People-
like, "Yeah,
I can't-
go Raptors!"
I have to
yeah."
imagine people are so annoyed with that intro.
It makes me laugh every time. All right, so Matt, growing up, when we were in school, becomes the work day, Monday through Friday. Ugh, Monday through Friday. But
sometimes
Friday, you're like, all right, it's Friday. The weekend's coming.
There's
All right.
a song
Yeah.
based off of it
It's
being
gonna be,
Friday.
Hey, you know what? Hey, it's Saturday night. It's going to be fun. But then I'm like, okay, well, clearly those are your front runners. What about the rest of the days? Where do they rank? If you were to rank days of the week, what would be the top and what would be at your bottom?
Okay.
I'll let you think about it because here's mine. So I would say number one is going to be Saturday. Nope.
I think everyone's going to say Saturday.
Saturday.
Anyone with a normal work week.
Some people might argue Friday, but okay.
Though, I have a reason why Friday is not.
So Saturday, I would say, is definitely my number one because there's no obligations at the beginning. There's no obligations at the end.
Right.
You can stay up all night the night before. You could stay up all night that night. So
Yep.
Saturday is number one.
Easy.
I would put number two being Friday because you get that anticipatory, like, all right, Friday, for the weekend's coming.
Right. And the reason why it doesn't edge out Saturday is
Because you still got to work.
You still have to work.
Or go to school or whatever. But here's the thing. You can coast. You can just be like, it's Friday. I don't got to do much.
Right, you're already checking out. The
So-
best time on Friday is easily lunchtime on Friday.
Oh, yeah, because it's all smooth sailing from there.
Yeah.
So I would say number three, and a lot of people are like, well, where's Sunday in this? Don't give me that Sunday yet. Number three, I would put Thursday. And here's why. Thursday, it's like Friday Eve.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know what I
so
mean?
so far, 100%.
You get that anticipatory, like, okay, Thursday night, historically, must-see TV has always been on Thursday nights. Now, with the advent of the NFL, there's going to be a Thursday football game.
Right.
Thursday, it's the, you know
Right.
what?
When you go to bed Thursday,
Yeah.
you're like, I've done it.
Yeah.
I've made it.
And you know
I've
what?
made it to Friday.
And you might be able to even go out Thursday because you're relaxing on Friday.
Right. Friday, you're just going to be coasting.
Yep.
So you're like mentally ready to give in.
Yep.
Or to give
so
up.
that's so it goes Saturday, Friday, Thursday, right? That's my rankings. But I would then go number 4, Tuesday.
I think this is where you put Sunday.
And nope. And
'Cause
here's-
Sunday you still
nope,
don't-
And here's why. Because Tuesday, you got your Taco Tuesday.
That's
A
solid.
lot of the places, because Tuesday is typically the night that not many people go out, so a lot of your trivias are on Tuesday.
Right.
A lot of your, works 2 days of work. It's been kicking my butt. You want to go out Tuesday? Cool. Tuesday's typically your impromptu night out.
Right.
You
You're
know?
like, I got nothing else planned.
Yeah, exactly. Because
If you ask somebody to do something on a Tuesday night, chances are they're free.
Exactly. And then now that's why I put Sunday. I put Sunday after Tuesday but everyone's like, Sunday you got football, you can sleep in. Yeah, but that anxiety Sunday night.
Sunday is nothing but a countdown.
Sunday is just anxiety. Anxiety.
Sunday is when you are on the roller coaster going up the chains,
Yep.
and you're waiting to hit that hump where you just drop. That's all Sunday. You know it's coming. Monday's going to be right around the corner,
Yeah.
and it's just a countdown until.
I completely agree. Now here's where I think need your help on this one. Monday or Wednesday, because and here are the pros and cons of each. So Monday, start of the week, Garfield, you know what I mean? Like you're tired, work is just gonna kick your butt. It's the beginning of the work
I don't know
week.
how I'm going to get through it.
Wednesday, you're in the thick of it, and you're not even any closer to the weekend than you were on Monday.
No, I think that I look at that as just how
I
people
think
call
Wed-
it hump day.
but
you
see-
are officially halfway through. You're on the down slope.
No, see, because Wednesday I got nothing to look forward to because I still got 2 more days of
You
work.
have wind down Wednesday.
No. But see, you got Monday Night Football. You know what I mean? You got
That's
Monday
the
Night
only
Football.
consolation for
And,
Monday nights.
also on Mondays, because everyone else sucks in the morning, Monday mornings, not that productive. You don't have to work as hard. Wednesday, people expect you to be at the top of your game all day.
You've warmed up.
All day, exactly.
You've warmed up your
And
brain
who wants,
for the
Who
week.
wants to do that? So I might put Monday ahead of Wednesday in my rankings.
I don't know, man. I still when I get to Wednesday, it's halfway through the week.
All right, so for me,
I know. I've gotten over the hump.
So from the top to the
I
bottom.
start believing I can make it.
So start top
Monday,
to the
I
bottom.
say Monday is similar to whenever I would do a cycling class at the
Okay.
gym, right? The first 10 minutes,
Interesting.
I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to make this. I don't know why I did this. I'm going to have to leave class early because I'm just not going to make it. There's no way I'm going to finish this cycling class. That's how I feel Monday.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. But all right, so I'm going to go Saturday, then Friday, then Thursday, jumping to Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. That's my top 7. What say you, Matt?
I agree with everything other than the last two.
Interesting. So you would say Wednesday over Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, Monday's just the worst. Today is the absolute. Yeah, I don't want to do anything right now. You know what I wanted to do tonight, Kenny?
What?
I wanted to go get Applebee's.
Yeah, well,
I wanted to eat good in the neighborhood.
you know,
And eat. This is another reason why Monday sucked. You ruined that for me. We're doing this show.
ooh, someone brings up a good point in our chat, which you can always watch us live on Facebook Live. Thursday is the same as November. I like that attitude because you're just approaching the holiday season, but you still got commitments. I like that a lot.
You can't just give up.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great thing. You know what? It doesn't usurp Saturday or Friday, but I'm telling you right now, Thursday, that's a high number 3 right there. Like if you're looking at the college
Oh,
football rankings, Thursday got some also
It's-
receiving
it's-
first place
it's
votes.
Yeah. Definitely not going to make it first place, but it's like
It got a couple votes.
if there was a perfect storm, Thursday okay, got it. Thursday, you know why Thursday could potentially be number 1?
You and I are on the same wavelength.
If Christmas and like New Year's, depending on how it falls for the year, Thursday you could have look, you could have Christmas Eve on a Thursday. Friday is Christmas, and then you have Saturday, Sunday off. Thursday just became the best day of the week.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Well, so there you go. That's I think Matt and I we agreed to the rankings. That was our top that rankings. All right. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to go ahead and do our normal segments, then do what's going?
We are going to do the hypothetical right after we do.
Oh, this is going to be terrible. All right. So moving along, we're going to go ahead and get to our new segment. It's been a while. We understand that. Sorry, hurricane. What can we do? Well, we really could have done the show here, true. And I don't even know why we just didn't. But
Yeah, I could have. I did nothing.
Why didn't you do a show? Fantastic. All right. This is our new segment with things that have been happening in the world around us. It's What's Going On.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on?
What's Going On? Brought to you by our fabulous sponsors, Her Majesty's Services. They're not going to do hurricane cleanup. Don't want to imply that, but they are going to be able to clean up your house and your office if you need it. Check them out at hermajestyservices.com. Ashley and she's going to be so mad I blanked on her name. Oh man, Jennifer.
I knew it began with a J.
Oh,
I was
man.
close.
Jennifer is going to revoke her sponsorship. And then as well as Amber over at Classic Man Cuts, classicmancuts.com. Some amazing news. Amber, successful surgery. Everything went quite well. She was even able recently to do like a charity casino night with her family. So she's like posting photos of her
I'm
all
kind of jealous.
dappered.
I kind of want to do charity. I'd like charity casino nights.
Yeah, well, maybe the two moves can start a charity, but
I can. That's the instance where I can lose
and still win.
and still win, but also you're not losing real money.
Well, in the charity casino night I'm hosting, you are.
No, you donate money for.
No,
chips.
no, you're losing real money in my casino night.
I don't know about that.
But no, check her out, classicmancuts.com. She is accepting reservations now and appointments. I actually have one set for this Sunday. I'm getting real shaggy over here. But she is going to get back on the grind. So please, please, please make sure you support our amazing sponsors. Here is what is going on. All right, so Matt, you know the term imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I've never heard this.
You've literally never heard that.
I mean, maybe you describe it. I know it by
So
something else.
imposter syndrome is basically the fear and the feeling that you're not really good at what you do, that you're just faking it, and that you feel like a fraud.
Okay.
Yeah, but-
I do think I've heard.
Yeah, it's a lot of
this.
anxiety where you're feeling like you're not good enough because you feel like you're a fraud and everyone can see it. Now, the opposite of that is what this guy did. A man in Kansas was sentenced to 5 years because he overconfidently was performing illegal autopsies.
Okay.
Kansas-
but you know what? If it's kind of like charity casino night. There's who is the victim here?
Who's the victim? Well, apparently he was pled guilty to one count of wire fraud connected to performing an illegal autopsy. It was federal, 5 years, 9 months in jail. The reason why he was basically saying, hey, he had no license to perform an autopsy. He had never been trained to perform
I
an
didn't know
autopsy.
you needed a license to do that.
Yep. But here's the thing. What would happen is he would receive like $5,000 for someone to be like, perform an autopsy. I want to find out what happened to the husband.
Okay.
And he would just straight up just fake the exam. Just
But,
completely
okay,
not.
So, was there ever an instance where he did the fake autopsy and said, like your loved one was poisoned or had, actually had to make a legit diagnosis rather than, natural cause? Was every one of them natural causes? Natural causes. Natural causes.
Let me say this. I don't know the extent to what he did it, but apparently he was performing illegal autopsies. Now, it makes me wonder, like, is he just lazy and he's just writing up fake ones? Or did he actually sit there in front of a body and it's like, what do we got here?
He Sherlock Holmes did.
But then
Okay, someone brings in their family member who, let's say they were electrocuted, right? And there's like no real evidence, on topical, skin, whatever. And he does the autopsy. He's like, natural causes. And they're like, no, sir, he was electrocuted. We saw it.
he tries slicing him open just to like check it out, inside, do a toxicology report, be like, well, he was shot in the head. Don't really know why he needed to cut up the body for that. But yeah, he's going to be serving time for that.
Were you the one that told me about the family who donated their like deceased family member's body to science? It was like
No, this seems like a setup to a bad joke.
no. This is real. Someone recently told me that a family donated their body to some family member's body to science, like cancer research or something like that, and the military somehow ended up with the body and used the body to test some sort of explosives, like ejection seats.
No.
and like they just exploded the body, and they found
hell?
out. The family found out.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah, I need to look that up. Someone told me that. I need to find.
Well, you were talking about eating raw meat in public. This story got a little bizarre turn. Have you ever had the fake meat, like the Beyond Meat or the
I
whatever?
have.
And I'm not talking about like your Boca burgers or your veggie burgers. I'm talking about like Beyond Meat and Impossible.
I have had Impossible.
Well,
burgers.
what are your thoughts on them?
Well, the first time I ever had an Impossible burger, I didn't know that it was fake.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "This is really good," and because I didn't know what we talked about this. I didn't know what Impossible Burger meant.
Okay.
I ordered an Impossible Burger because it didn't come.
You just thought it was a fancy name.
It didn't have a bun. It's like a bunless. It said like bunless Impossible Burger, with cheese, whatever. And so I took the term Impossible on the menu to mean like it's not a burger because it doesn't have a bun.
Gotcha.
I ate it and I was like, this is delicious. So many weeks later, found out that what that means is
so many weeks later,
it's not real.
Their chief operating officer has been suspended and arrested because he bit off a man's nose. The Beyond Meat COO arrested the vegan food purveyor for charges of terroristic threatening and third-degree battery after an Arkansas football game a few weeks ago. Company didn't respond for requests, but apparently, you remember the penguin in Batman Returns, Danny DeVito? That's what that reminded me of. Like
he gets right up in the guy's face and just goes for the nose, and it's just that's pretty gruesome too for a Batman movie. There's a lot of blood.
I mean,
in that.
of all companies he could have worked for, the fake Beyond Meat, and he do you think he had the craving? He's like, I'm tired of eating these fake meat.
There should be like this
crazy
crazy campaign against it,
where
it turns you into a zombie, like turns you cannibalistic.
Ooh, that would be
if you go that long without real meat,
that would
you
be
turn cannibalistic.
That would be a good horror movie. Or whatever this fake meat is has some sort of weird chemical in it that turns you into a zombie. The next thing you know, you're importing donkey. Anyway,
Let's reach out to Chris Nolan and see if he will make the movie.
I like it. And our last story, this one, I debated putting this as move for the week just because it kind of made me sad. But, there's always the joke where you get the Easter bunnies. And the Easter bunnies are always hollow in the middle, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's always
chocolate.
like, robs you of chocolate. Well, there's a scientific reason behind that, right?
I imagine it's just easier to make
not
rather
just
than
that,
a full
but then
bar-on
if
pizza.
you had a huge, dense thing of chocolate, you couldn't eat it. Like, it would be really hard for you to, like, bite into it and break it off. Well, in Europe, the company Lindt, famous for their truffles and their wrapped truffles, apparently owns the copyright on chocolate bunnies. So much so where a court ruled in their favor in Switzerland and ordered German discounter Liddy to stop selling a similar chocolate bunny, saying that it infringed on copyright. But not only did they rule in Lindt's favor and said, hey, company, you got to stop making your chocolate bunnies.
they got to destroy them?
All the chocolate bunnies that you currently have, you must destroy.
Just melt them down. Melt them down, make rabbits. Chocolate rabbits, not bunnies.
But see,
look, they could have won that case. They could have won that case.
Immediately, our brain goes to that they had to like incinerate them in a fire and that no one's ever able. Now, obviously, they probably did melt down the chocolate. But do you think, why would the court instruct them to destroy it? Why couldn't the court just say, hey, we're going to donate these to like food banks or daycares or schools across the country?
Because that would take money out of the other company's pockets. Because if you just now unleash millions of dollars worth of chocolate bunnies into the market for free, that's millions of dollars that now people aren't going to spend buying the real
You know
thing.
what? You just lawyered that situation. I applaud you for that. Brooke does chime in, wondering, call them chocolate hares because hare is more like fancy term for rabbit. So that's what's going on. And of course, we always transition from what's going on to our moof of the week.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You little stupid and wow.
I want to say move for the week.
You little dumb and wow.
All right, Matt. So you and I, we played golf before, but not in a while. It's been quite a while since you and I hit a round of balls.
Right.
I don't-
Oh,
do
yeah,
they say-
we went to Top Golf.
Yeah, but do they say hit a round of balls? I don't know. I don't play golf
Is
enough.
it shoot
to,
around? No, it's not shoot around.
I mean, you shoot a round. You play a
Basketball.
round of golf.
Right. Or
I
you,
guess.
it's a shoot around of basketballs.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you ever done a charity golf tournament? Like participated
No,
in one?
no, I don't think I did.
So typically in those charity golf tournaments, there's always some wacky promotions that are going on where it's like, oh, you know, if you get a hole in one, you can win a free car.
Right.
Well, that's exactly the scenario that happened. A man at a Moreton Country Club in Kansas City, he went up to the hole, and there was this giant sign that says, "Get a hole in one, win yourself a brand new Ford F-150 4x4 Super Crew truck."
Easy.
Truck is valued at around $54,000.
Okay.
Guy hits a hole in one, loses his mind, celebrates, everyone's high-fiving him. He takes a photo with the ball, with the truck. It's like, oh, great. Well, the problem is,
He didn't enter into the contest.
no, he fully entered the contest. He legally got the hole in one. Neither the golf club or the local Ford dealership is willing to give him the truck.
Why is this, Kenny?
So
There's no evidence of him actually hitting it?
No. So Austin Claggett accomplished the feat on hole 10 on October 8th. He expected to be the big winner. Apparently, the Ford dealership, the local Ford dealership, said, "We never gave you this truck, Country Club, to give away. We just had this truck there as a promotion. Come buy a Ford truck." And the Country Club says, "Wait a minute, Ford dealership. You gave us this truck to give away." And both the
can
Country
you
Club...
see the Country Club doing this contest to get people to come to the tournament, thinking no one's ever going to get a hole in one?
So that's where the fight is happening, is that the dealership and the Country Club are arguing over what was the intended purpose of the truck. Was there an agreement that they were going to do it? And of course, this guy's stuck.
Here's how,
on the hole in one.
if I was this gentleman, right, who
The guy who got the hole in
who got
one.
the hole in one, I'm going to the Country Club and I'm saying, I don't care what you do on the back end with this, but you owe me a truck.
I agree, but then...
All right, you guys figure it out later on.
So here's the thing. He sued both the dealership and the Country Club.
As he should. That's exactly what they teach you to do.
And you're a lawyer, and here's where I ask a law question, knowing that this is purely for entertainment purposes and not actual legal advice. So the Country Club advertised that they're going to do it. And let's say they posted it like on their Facebook page before the tournament. Is there enough compliance where the dealership, knowing that this post exists, by not chiming in and saying, whoa, you can't advertise that we're giving away the free truck?
I would say there's no obligation for them to, because for all they could go, like if they're in court, they say, look, yeah, we had a truck there to promote the new truck.
Yeah.
But we have no idea, for all we knew, they were going to buy the truck from us if someone actually did get the hole in
Okay,
one.
that's a very good point. Well,
that's on
unfortunately,
them.
this guy, it's been over a week, still doesn't have a truck, as the ongoing legal battle is happening. Now, you would think out of like some PR move that Ford, like the Ford company, would give him the truck and basically say, hey, we're going to give him the truck. Local dealership's going to get punished. Local Country Club's going to get punished in some form or fashion. I don't know.
Scolded.
You can get a good talking
so
to.
here's the scamsel approach to this.
All right.
There never was a hole in one. They're just hoping that Ford swoops in and saves the day and looks like the good guy.
Ooh, so this guy and his tournament buddies all...
This guy is in on it, obviously. The dealership is in on it. And the Country Club is in on it.
Yeah, but see, with that, the Country Club and the dealership are all getting negative press. So why would they agree to do it?
That's true.
Really, the only one that bears to gain is the hole-in-one dude.
Here's the crazy thing. If you're the dealership, right, and I don't know, there's no reason for them to lie, unless they just donated this truck and they were hoping no one would win it.
Yeah.
Who has the motivation to lie here, right?
Oh, the Country Club.
The Country Club.
Yeah, definitely.
The dealership, they are their motivation is not to give out a free truck. So they probably, if they didn't willing to do that, they wouldn't have given one up for that
that's
for
true.
this promotion.
We've seen a lot of them before, like when you hit the shoot a half court shot, win $1 million. Like a lot of times these companies get insurance on it,
Right.
So you would think the country club would have had some sort of
What do you think
insurance
what
to
do you
pay
think
for
the
it.
one-time payment for insurance is on a $50,000 truck? It's going to be a mathematical equation.
know-
It's what are the chances?
Yeah.
What's the percentage chance of hitting a hole in one?
Yep.
For times how many people are at the tournament?
That's true.
And you find out what that 50-50, whatever the value is of that, and then you make them pay a premium that's like a 20% above that.
Hey, could be. That's actually not bad. You also have to factor it too. How many of these golf courses are doing these hole-in-one promotions? So could you get enough of them to constantly give you premiums to make it worth your while as the insurance company?
See, so here's the thing. Say there's $100 on the line. Like let's just say the car is worth $100.
Yeah.
But there's a 50-50 chance somebody is going to hit a hole in one at this tournament.
Okay.
Right? They are going to
It's
charge
an insanely high chance,
Right.
but yes.
I'm saying to make the math easy, the insurance company is going to charge $60 for that, as that premium. Because they want to make a little bit of profit on what the actual expected value of giving away that car is going to be.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, I like it. Well, that's your move for the week. It's actually a double move because I'm going to put
Yeah.
both the country club and the dealership on this.
So should I go get...
By the way, okay, Brooke chimes in on our live chat, be like, oh, the same thing happened to me and the legal system didn't help, but it was on an e-bike. How open-ended and ambiguous of a statement is that? You provided no context into what happened. You provided no backstory. You didn't even tell me I've been in a similar situation. Of what? Hole in one at a country club?
It's more so a comment towards me. I know what's happened. I'm not going to air the information out
Then
on
why
the air.
even bring it up in the chat, Brooke? Why even bring it up?
She trolls our chats.
I don't like that at all. I mean, I like that you're listening and you're participating, but I don't like
Actually,
that at all.
she's not really listening. It's on mute. It's just on mute. She's just chiming in.
She-
just like random stuff.
She hits unmute for like 5 seconds at a time just to hear, oh, did they say something? All right, let me say an innocuous comment just about that and then put it back on mute. And then just let it ride.
Should I go get the...
All right, so I'll explain the situation. It has been a while because of the hurricane and laziness and me being out of town that we haven't had a show. And because of this...
You should open those while I
Well,
go and get...
But Matt and I decided, as a way to say sorry to the listeners, because it's been a while since we've done a show. Hopefully, everyone again is doing well. No, Brooke, you don't want it brought up, because if it was, you would have left us a voicemail or sent us a text or been here on the show to describe it. Anyway, as a way to say, hey guys, we're sorry that we weren't able to provide, content for a week. We're going to do pretty much the morning show, wacky zoo, morning zoo stereotype. Our careers have devolved to doing this on air. And by this, I mean, we are going to do the one chip challenge.
Now, in preparation for this, before you came over, watched a couple videos on YouTube of
Yes.
other people doing this.
Yes.
I'm legit concerned. I do like spicy food, but every video that I watched was like other YouTube channels where they just routinely eat spicy
Yeah,
stuff.
that's insane.
And they're like, this is hot. Like 8 or 9 out of 10 hot.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I'm actually going to do this, but
Why don't we split the chip?
maybe. So, by the way, this is again wacky radio bit, and it's the one chip challenge, and then there's literally only one chip that's inside this box I'm holding. It says on the back, warning: do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin. Don't know what nightshades are, or if you're pregnant or have any medical conditions. I have many medical conditions. This is quite concerning. Keep out of reach of children after touching the chip. Wash your hands with soap and do not touch your eyes or other sensitive areas. Seek medical assistance should you experience any heavy breathing. Do you have any gloves? Because I don't know if I should touch this with my hand. So, man, our listeners definitely do not have any faith in us in doing this. Now, Matt, in preparation, did get us both some chocolate milk.
I just like chocolate milk.
This has nothing to do with the chip challenge. We're just going to be drinking some chocolate milk. You're going to coat your tongue with the chocolate milk, huh?
Oh, I didn't think about that. I wanted to make sure it wasn't like going to spill.
All right. Well, this expires in a couple weeks, so I'm glad that you get some fresh chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm. All right. So did you
All right,
open?
so here's the one chip challenge. What's weird is it really does say don't touch it with your hand. So, okay.
We were gonna touch it and then poke
So-
our eyes.
So, what to expect? There's a little card here that says, one, it takes over your tongue, then it shocks your senses, then you're gonna cry, and then it's gonna be a jolt to the gut, and then voltage overload, which is really stupid. And then it's got a little brochure here because you could buy they have like a bunch of chips that you could actually like eat that aren't going to be destroying your gut. You better get Alf out of here because if he accidentally eats any of this chip, it ain't going to be good times for anyone.
He's gonna smell it and then not want any. Of it.
All right, so this is it. Literally comes wrapped, and it is literally just one chip, and it's like the size of a Dorito. It's pretty huge. How? Oh, this is gigantic.
Right.
All right.
I think that if you want to break it in half, and then we'll do like that.
Do you want to break it in the package?
No. Open
All right.
it.
Well, here I'm going to toss it to you so you can get the first half, and then I'll eat it out of the.
We're
package.
gonna do it at the same time.
Okay, but I'm not going to touch. You got. I'm not touching the chip. I got equipment to run over here. Okay. Alf, get out of the way. All right. So I toss the chip to Matt.
All right.
Enjoy some chocolate milk.
So, when am I just gonna?
Just break it in half, and then but give me the package because I want to hold on to the packaging. Why are you smelling it?
I'm just smelling it. When the video that I watched, it was they said that it smelled really bad.
Okay. Now it's a blue corn tortilla
Now,
chip.
I think you got a smaller bit there, so I'm gonna give you a
okay.
little bit more. There you go. I definitely have a lot more than you, by the way.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at it.
I have approximately 70% of this chip.
I'm putting it out on a napkin.
Hold yours up so I can see how much you have.
You gave me like 2 little pieces.
Okay, and is it bigger than?
Oh no, it's definitely. So break off a corner to make it. Unless you want to do this.
I'll do it.
Okay.
My hands are like black.
Yeah, this because it's like a weird black corn chip. All right.
No, it doesn't smell like anything.
Well, I'm not going to try it. All right, you ready?
All right, we're
Here we
doing
go.
this. All right.
do it.
God, I'm so nervous.
In
All right,
3,
go.
2, 1, consume.
Oh, it's getting hot.
They don't taste good.
No, it doesn't taste good at all. It tastes very powdery.
It tastes very chemically, and that's hitting.
Yeah, it's getting hot.
It does turn your tongue blue.
Yeah, my fingers are blue.
They added some dye to it. Oh yeah, it's definitely spicy.
I'm afraid to swallow it, but it's
Well,
definitely
I already
hot.
did. So
Is your throat getting hot?
back of my throat is. The tears are coming.
Oh.
Yeah, I got to do it.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's hot. It sucks. But I'm trying to hold off on drinking the milk.
Oh yeah, nope, got to keep going.
I feel like my mouth is numb. And now the back of my throat is definitely it's getting hot.
Oh yep.
Okay, I could probably go without drinking the milk. But I'm going to because this is not pleasant.
I got to coat my entire mouth. That's lasting.
I like spicy food though. I like Thai food. All right, it's still going to the moon. it's now getting hotter. Whew. All right, my eyes are definitely watering. The back of my throat is getting bad.
Oh yeah, my eyes are definitely watering. It is tough to talk.
Why don't you play the intro for whatever song you have playing? This is gonna be tough.
Are we gonna be able to do the hypothetical after this?
I might have to pause things and come back. This is getting bad.
What I'm happy about is that it didn't get to the stomach yet.
Yeah. Whew.
I'll tell you right now, I would have
It's definitely getting bad.
I would have failed the one chip challenge.
And water would make this worse, right? Mm-hmm. You're running out of chocolate milk.
I know. I'm not too happy about that.
I have regular milk in the fridge if you want to. God damn. Is there any other way to stop this? We have macaroni and cheese ice cream.
Ooh, maybe.
I don't know if we can keep doing this. I need to wash my hands because my eyes are watering and I almost poked my eye with the stuff.
Give me a napkin because I got to wipe my mouth.
Okay.
So here's the thing. This did not make good audio, nor did it make good video. Because we're not puking. We're not going crazy.
I feel like it is calming down now, though.
Un poquito, as they say. I think this was a bust.
This is definitely some of the hottest stuff I've ever had in my life.
Here's the crazy thing, though. What is worse of a segment, this one or the chicken nugget challenge?
The chicken nugget challenge, we knew was just going to be terrible.
I'm all out of chocolate milk, my friend.
Huh?
I'm all out of chocolate milk.
If you need to get up and go get some regular milk or
Yeah.
water,
Yep.
go
So,
ahead. Why don't we just do the outro, man? Why don't you play your song
Nope.
and we'll just...
Fill the time, buddy. Fill the time.
All right. So, literally, the back of my throat is on fire. I think that I swallowed it all at once, and it's just accumulated all in the back. My tongue... It's almond milk. Almond milk will work, right? No. Oh, my God. We have 3 more of these chips, by the way. So if anyone else would like them, please have at it. Do a video. Send it in. If anyone wants it, I'll bring it to you. We'll ship it to you. Maybe Livingston wants one.
No way I'm giving it to your dog.
He
It is pretty bad. This almond milk is kind of helping, and
I do want to have cereal later, so don't drink all my almond milk. I do think it's going away.
I can't promise that.
What's that?
I can't promise I'm not
Oh.
going to drink all your almond milk. All right. Well, our listeners are chiming in. Someone says they're really disappointed.
That what?
No,
I'm.
they're disappointed because they missed what we ate.
Oh,
And Timothy chimes in, said he's kind of impressed. He watched a couple of people get wrecked on TikTok. But here's the thing. We only each ate half of one.
yeah.
We didn't have the cojones to
Well, no. Let me
eat
put it
an
like
entire
this.
one.
I'm always down for stuff like this, but after eating half of one, I don't think I'd ever want to go back and do a full one.
So there's a company out there that makes something called Death Nuts. Mm-hmm. And it's the same concept. Like you're supposed to eat a handful of nuts or whatever. This is brutal. Probably the worst segment we've done on the show.
Mine's getting better.
Don't burp, because it will make it hurt worse.
Oh man, how long do you think
Done
this
with your
will-
chocolate milk?
No, I still have.
How?
I'm swishing it around a lot.
Well, so am I, but I'm also trying to be cognizant
How
that
long
we
do you
have a
think that this will last?
I don't know, but I'm trying to be cognizant we have a show.
All right, well, play the intro to the song, man.
All right. Let me say this. One, I got to adjust the camera. Because I think I knocked it out of place rushing to get the almond milk. Oh, God. Seriously, when you burp, it makes it so much more worse.
I just don't understand how
Whoops.
you're making a mess on my.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have gotten almond milk.
Just drink it straight out of the thing at this point, man.
Nah, my co-host has to eat cereal in the morning.
I'll go get more milk. Just drink it out of it, man.
I'm not drinking out of the jug. You don't tell me what to do.
What's crazy is like we've been drinking nonstop this, and it's still like, is it because there's still like spicy ingredients on your tongue and stuff?
Yeah, my tongue's still blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not so good. All right, we're going to try to move along with the show. I'm not talking into the microphone at all. Ooh, doggy. All right, so let's move along. Oh, man.
I don't like regular milk. I'm not going to drink any of that, but I might go get some water or something. Although I understand water will make it worse.
You sure you don't want to drink more almond milk?
No, I don't like it by itself. It's gross.
someone goes, it went from the one chip challenge to a milk gallon challenge. That's probably true. I probably would drink the rest of this. All right. As my throat gets
Imagine
logy,
if you threw up later and it came back up through your
Oh,
mouth
no,
and
thank
you
you.
got it again.
No, thank you.
All right, play it. Let's go.
No, I got to intro it. All right, so Matt's Lonely Thoughts, blah blah blah. Listen to a song, whatever. Now, here's the thing. I think you will know the song based only on the chorus. I don't think you're gonna get it based off of the lyrics or the beat.
You got to hurry because I need to go get water. Okay.
Go get water so you can hear it. Oh man, I'm telling you right now. One, this was a mistake. Two, not really good audio because especially the people watching it on Facebook are enjoying us suffering, but the people that are listening via podcast,
Yeah, you can't see our faces.
All right, here we go. Here's the Matt's Lonely Thoughts theme song. See if you can figure it out.
Yo, here's Gordon Bear, asking tough questions right from his head. Have you ever seen someone all alone? Stealing topics from Reddit on his phone. Lawyer, asking hypotheticals. He is unprepared, that's just inevitable. Wonder what Kenny will answer. Get a sticker online, please also buy some merch, baby. With Fruit, he ain't playing. Move troop around the world, you know they all say in. Lonely, lonely, thoughts, lonely, lonely, thoughts, lonely, lonely, thoughts. Move, 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 move. He's lonely, Matt's lonely thoughts. 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 Move, 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 move.
I knew it from the beat.
But every other time that you've done one of these songs, you haven't been able to figure it out, and then you're sitting there like, "What is this? I've never heard of this song."
I knew it almost instantly from the beat.
All right, Matt. What's your? It is winding down a bit, but it's still like lingering. But all right, Matt. What's your lonely thought?
So it's you always hear people like don't kink shame me, right? Like people have their kinks, whatever.
So this is where it starts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Don't kink shame.
Don't judge people for what they're into.
Different strokes for different folks.
Like I think one kink that is becoming more. I don't know if it's more prevalent because it may have always been there, or if it's just more widely accepted and discussed, is foot fetishes, right?
Yeah. That's been around for a while, but yeah.
Yeah. What would be some funny kinks that you could shame? I'm going to get, okay, for instance, what if you met a girl or a guy, and they're like, I really like that my partner can just eat one chip challenge and it doesn't even phase her. That's so hot. Is it like I'm looking for a girl that spice just doesn't even affect her, right? We can shame that. That's fair game. Like, dude, you're just weird. You're weird, right? What if?
So there was an episode of King of the Hill. My throat is getting all logy.
What?
There was an episode of King of the Hill where Bill does like those eating challenges, and I don't mean like the one chip, but like competitive eating or whatever. And it gets like a bunch of groupies, and these like groupies get really turned on by people like gorging and consuming.
Yeah.
So I think that might be one.
What if it's like, I see a girl that she eats one of those cherries and ties it in a knot and shows it to you. That just gets me so crazy. Like, you can make fun of that kink.
Yeah, but see, that like has sexual connotation to it. I'm talking about like things that don't make sense. Like, oh man, that girl ate that entire deep dish pizza by herself.
Ooh-wee. Okay, all right. What if it's like, hey, I'm looking for a girl who knows how to fold laundry, just like perfectly at fucking Forever 21 or at the Gap or something, and it's just you see that and you're just like so turned on, like that just does it for you.
Yeah,
kink shame him. You're weird.
But see, it's weird because we're talking about things that are pleasurable. Like, oh, folding clothes, that's a pretty good trait. I like that.
All right,
You know
no,
what I
you're
mean?
right. You're still trying to you're
So-
trying to get more of the weirdness out of it.
Yeah, you're really trying to. You got to think of something where it's like this person does something that is just inherently awful or inherently weird, and that's what turns you on. Like, ooh,
Okay. You are into somebody that you just like. You love it that they go dumpster diving. It's like that is so hot to me. A girl that'll go dumpster diving, just walking up to a dumpster and just some girls in there, so hot. or it's like, can I pay you? Like, how there's like we have we did that interview with the girl from OnlyFans, and she gets
Yeah.
a lot of weird requests.
yeah.
What if you're like, I'm trying to hire an escort, nothing sexual. I just want to. It turns me on. I guess that is sexual. It turns me on to watch you dumpster dive. The dirtier the
guess.
dirtier the dumpster, the better.
Yeah, it'd be one of those like, I'm going to hire you for the night. I want you to take these raw eggs, and I want you to attempt to juggle. Like, you make sure you find someone that doesn't know how to juggle, and you're like, you know what turns me on? Seeing someone try to juggle and then fail.
I was thinking about juggling earlier. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Hey, so you teased it when we were talking about the Universal Studios Eat Brains.
Oh
Like,
yeah, okay. So
that's-
eat raw meat. I was going to say, what if you were like, it turns me on when someone eats raw meat. Like, I just want to watch that.
Okay, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting ice
All right.
chips in my mouth.
All right. What if you were like, it turns me on just to, I want to hire you just to get on a tricycle and just, or unicycle. It can't be a regular bike.
No, I
and
like the
just
tricycle.
ride in circles around me. I just want to spin it until I'm dizzy watching you ride around me.
I like the tricycle because it reminds me of that character in Saw, like the little puppet.
That's what I was thinking about. That's what it has to be. You can shame that, right? If someone told you that, you'd be like, I'm sorry, I have to shame you.
As an adult, have you ever tried to get on like a tricycle or a one wheel?
No.
I'm not talking about the one wheel like hoverboard, but a big wheel, not one wheel, the big wheel.
The one that's got the huge wheel and the small one in the back?
Yeah.
No, I've never.
So
They don't make those anymore.
I was doing one of those like carnival relay race games, and one of the things on the team was they actually had an adult version of a tricycle, and my portion of the relay race was to get on it and try to weave in and out of cones in order to get there. And I'm telling you right now, as a full-grown adult who's 6'4", it is difficult
yeah.
to try to pedal on a tricycle.
Oh
You
yeah.
end up like just doing the thing where you almost use it like a scooter.
My problem would be I would just fall off to the side. All right, so Kenny, another one. If you were like, what could what could legitimately, freak an escort out if you're trying to hire an escort to do something, but it's like completely benign.
So Brooke brings up a good point. Feeders. Now, this is an actual thing that we've seen people get like fetishized. Constantly just give them food, give them food,
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them food. Jessica says nose picking. What if someone got like a nose picking fetish? It's like, oh, I love when you dig up in there. Ooh, picking someone else's nose.
Oh, okay.
It turns
If-
me on
if you let me
if
pick your
you
nose.
let me pick your nose.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely shaming
Okay,
you that
okay.
one.
You hire an escort and you're like, I just
Why
want,
is it always an escort?
because that's the scenario here.
So it can't just be your significant other?
No, because I don't want to look at. No, we're not gonna go that route. You hire an escort, but you like tell them a week in advance, right? Or probably a month in advance. Do not clip any of your nails, your toenails. I want to do it. And it's like I want you to. I want, because then you get the feet fetish people.
Yeah.
The foot fetish people. Like, I just want to come in and just hear the click. Weird. I bet you could shame those people.
Timothy brings up a really good. What if your kink is that you like being shamed? Then you like getting kink shamed. That's your turn on,
Right, but
is getting kink shamed.
that's like being
No. Literally, you finding out what I'm sexually into and then shaming for it turns me on.
the whole power. We are going to take.
It's like
you know what
the,
it is?
feedback loop.
No. It's like the Impractical Jokesters. They're like, you have to go up in front of everybody and tell everybody your kink, and then everyone's just got to shame you in front of an entire crowd. Do a PowerPoint explaining what you're into, and then everybody just boos at the end.
So my stomach is hurting.
I'm fine now.
No, not from the chip. but from the sheer amount of chocolate milk and almond milk I just drank, like my stomach is so full of milk. It's not good.
You're gonna projectile vomit out front, and that's gonna turn me on. I say good day.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Facebook. This was a terrible show. This was an absolute terrible show.
Look, we only have like 18 more shows. We're stopping at 100.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later.